we need to talk. There is a new statue at Times Square, New York. It is not one of a president, not of a war hero, not of a white man sitting on a horse, going to places, discovering the world. This is a statue of a young, beautiful black woman wearing everyday clothing, leggings, sneakers, and t-shirts. She is just standing there, calm and yet assertive, taking up space in Times Square of all places. And the internet is in shambles.
Fat, black, and ugly in Times Square is wild. Like, they really think we're a joke. Like, that big behind, 12-foot, overweight black woman in the middle of Times Square, that is what they chose to represent us.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alice. I am a trauma therapist and a resilient researcher. I am somebody who is deeply invested in how cultural factors such as capitalism, sexism, and patriarchy shape our everyday experiences, including our mental health and healing. And today we are going to talk about colorism in our Black communities. Who deserves to be represented? Who deserves to take up space? And who deserves to be in spaces like Times Square, of all places? The British artist Thomas J. Price, he is known for centering Black women in his work, and not just any Black women, everyday Black women. His new piece is titled Grounded in the Stars. It is a 12-foot bronze sculpture of a young Black woman. There is no pedestal, no heroic pose, just calm dignity. It's on full display in Times Square, New York until June 17th. This piece, it's more than art. Thomas J. Price describes it as representing the everyday human experiences, everyday people going on about their day. And when you look at the work of Thomas J. Price, he centers everyday people, including Black men. And in this instance, it was a young Black woman. She wasn't wearing high heels. She didn't have the long, straight hair. She didn't have, the skinny body, the tiny waist. This is a young, beautiful Black woman with body. She had thighs. She had belly. She had a butt. Some are calling it big behind. She had body, and she is just standing there. Times Square is one of those places that everybody wants to visit when they go to New York. You meet regular people at Times Square, walking around, exploring the space like that. There is the Times Square billboard where it shows all kinds of people. Sometimes it shows the time around the world. That is where the New Year activities happen, where most people travel from all over the world to experience New Year. So, this monument that we are talking about, it is about power, how we remember who we elevate and what legacies we leave behind. You see, traditionally, monuments or statues reflect dominant history figures such as white men, colonial power, and victories. It is often about violence, taking up dominance, going from place to place, conquering the world, conquering people. Even in the United States, there have been debates and conversations about the statues that we have around public spaces in America, because most of these public spaces represent colonial masters or people who own slaves. So, this is what it is about. And when we talk about representation, especially in a time where DE&I is often under attack, we have to think about it. Who deserves to take up space? A lot of people have lost their job in this time. If I am remembering correctly, majority of the people who lost their job were Black women. So when we talk about representation, when we talk about who deserves to be remembered, Black women are often left out. And we've talked about it, that we want to be remembered, we want to be represented. Even in my field as a mental health counselor and as a psychotherapist, less than 5% of the therapists in my field are Black. Think about it. You see a Black woman in that space, Times Square. She's not sexualized. She's not objectified. She is not suffering. She is going about her day. She looks like the everyday Black woman. I see myself in her. Body, my body, and weight are one of those things that I don't talk about on social media. I talk about a lot of things. I open up about leaving a job, resilience in real time, building a business. I have talked about so many things about my life on social media. However, when it comes to my body, I don't talk about it because as much as I celebrate this body that I have, it has also brought me a lot of pain and a lot of things that I don't want to talk about. I was one of those people that had body since a young age, and often it makes me visible. So I have come to cover my body and hide it because I don't want people to see it. I don't want attention to be on it. When somebody sees me, I want them to hear how I speak. I want them to hear about my knowledge before they see the shape of my body. And that is a weight that a lot of Black women carry. In a generation or in a time that we are in, that BBL is on rampant. That tells you a lot. So this Black woman that we are talking about, it says that softness can be strength, stillness is power. Visibility is not a luxury, it is a right. It says that women don't have to be sexualized for them to be memorialized. Women don't have to be sexualized for them to be remembered. We can exist in our natural, everyday state. I am not against BBL. I am all for body autonomy and doing what you want with your body and having the right information to make those choices. As a trauma therapist, I see how this mirrors the world that we live in. The reaction that I am seeing on social media reflects our society. It reflects colorism in our Black communities. I am not even talking about what other people are doing. I am talking about the response from my people, the response from people in our Black communities. People have called her ugly, big behind, monster, dominating, intimidating, all the things that people call Black women. Black women can just exist, and somebody will call us intimidating. The number of times I have been called intimidating, even in professional spaces. But here is the thing. Black women all over the world, we are reclaiming what it means to be ordinary, what it means to be seen without performance, what it means to take up space without having to suffer, without having to go through trauma, what it means for us to be represented without the story of trauma. As I talk about the story of trauma, I am reminded of Tyler Perry movies and how Black women are often represented. We are always suffering in those movies. However, in this instance, this beautiful young woman is just standing there in her regular douglas clothes, just existing. And the fact that this can cause debate says a lot that we have to deal with in our Black community. This is holding a mirror to our faces, and we have to tackle colorism in our community. Recently, I saw a video of a dark-skinned Black man talking about his experiences, how his family ostracized and isolated him because of his skin tone.
I had an aunt Bessie. That devil lived to be about 95 years old. I don't know why devils live a long time. The lady was a devil, man. Bessie didn't like dark-skinned kids. And my parents sent me to the family reunion. They didn't go. They sent me with my aunt and uncle. Nobody to fend for me. And Bessie had a field day with my little black behind. I was, as you can see, chocolate brother, so I was a chocolate kid. And growing up in Mississippi to a fair-skinned lady who hated dark-skinned children. And this stays with me because oftentimes people are like, oh my God, you're so handsome, so beautiful. And you're hearing it from me. I don't see what people see. I'm just being honest. I just don't. And here's why. I had one encounter after another that will cause mental and emotional pain, that will scar you. So by the time I was 31, I felt like I lived to be 50 because it was just compounding pain. So we're at the family reunion, house full of kids, everybody's eating pizza. I grabbed my pizza. Bessie said, "You're gonna sit your black ass right out there with Penny. You can't eat in my house." I'm 8 years old. And I said, huh? She said, "You cannot bring your black ass in my house. Sit out there with Penny." Penny was a dog. Penny was midnight black. I can still see the little boy today sitting on the step eating a piece, and nobody came and said, "Bessie, you're wrong."
Erica Campbell had a conversation with her daughter, and her daughter, a very young girl, talked about colorism, how she experiences colorism.
You're not the fat friend, Chris.
I noticed that I'm left out. You know, when other guys talk to them, I'm left out. I'm left to the side. And I think that's why.
Guys talk to you.
It's different. It is.
And do you think it has something to do with your size?
Absolutely. I know it is. I'm not saying that no guys want chubby girls. I'm just saying that that's personally me.
But I don't think that's the case. I think that's the way you're saying it.
Because it's not that I'm ugly or something. Am I ugly?
No. Why would she ask me that?
In Africa, people are bleaching their skin left and right. Every day, there is a woman going for BBL. There are slimming teas. There is this, there is that. There is that idea for women to conform to a certain body size in order to matter in our society. So this is not just in America. This affects women, Black women, all over the world. Under capitalism, everybody is impacted. The fact that a calm Black woman can cause debate says a lot about the world that we live in. It reveals how society still is uncomfortable with Black femininity that is inframed by suffering, service, or sexualization. Monuments are not just about bronze and stones. They are about memory, truth, and who we allow to be unforgettable. You see, Black women, fat Black women with big behinds, Black women with a big stomach, Black women who wear sneakers, Black women who wear leggings, Black women who wear jeans, Black women who braid their hair. We deserve to be remembered. Our legacies in this world deserve to be remembered. I believe that all Black women deserve to be remembered. So that's a dark-skinned Black woman. This statue is holding a mirror, and for some of us, it reflects what we have never seen, a version of ourselves, grounded, whole, and honored in public. Because a lot of women, we have bought into this idea that we have to conform to society's standards of beauty. And to see a Black woman who isn't conforming to that standard of beauty being honored, being memorialized, it can be triggering. Look at yourself in that mirror. For others, it is a challenge to reimagine who we have made space for in our stories. When I tell people that I am building a mental health practice, a wellness practice focused on African women, they often tell me, oh, does it mean that you only work with African women? No. When it comes to wellness and healing, African women, our stories have been forgotten. And so I want to bring our stories to the center. So we have to think about it. Who have we made space for so that they are not forgotten? That is what healing is about, right? Healing is about reimagining, disrupting, causing chaos so that we can restore ourselves. This Black woman, if you felt a certain way by her, I want you to look at the mirror that it is holding up to your face and interrogate yourself. To the dark-skinned Black women out there, to the women who look like that statue, this is what I want you to know. And I don't know why I'm even getting emotional right now, but this is what I want every young woman, every dark-skinned, thick, Black woman to know. You are worthy to be remembered. You are worthy to take up space. You are worthy to exist in however way you want to exist. Do not let the world lie to you. Do not let the world tell you that you cannot take up space. You can. So you are worthy to take up space. Never forget that. Your worth isn't dependent on whether you have BBL, whether you have a tiny waist, or whatever society want you to do. That is not your worth. You are worthy to take up space. Do not let anyone tell you that you cannot take up space because you are dark-skinned, because you are thick, because you are wearing sneakers, because you have a belly, because you have thighs. Do not let the world lie to you. It is time for us to take up space as Black women. I want to hear from you in the comment section. What would it mean to see yourself in public art, in a public space? And I want you to share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Somebody who needs to reclaim their presence and take up space. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you in the next video.